Most homeowners spent $500 to $600 on the wrong plastic edging. 6 months later, he ripped it all out and started over. The problem was not the price. The problem was that nobody told him 10 different styles exist and only one of them actually survives freeze-thaw cycles without popping out of the ground. Most homeowners walk into a hardware store, grab the first roll of black plastic edging they see and call it done. Then spring comes. The frost heaves the ground, and that edging looks like a roller coaster track. Today, you are going to see exactly why that happens and which style actually holds its line year after year. We are counting down 10 plastic lawn edging styles today, from 10 all the way to number 1. Subscribe now so you catch the next one before you make the same mistake in your own yard. Number 10. Budget Thin Gauge Rolled Edging. Number 10. And this one gets tossed out more than any other style on this list. This is the style stacked highest in every garden center because it is the cheapest option by far. It looks like the sturdier rolled edging, but the plastic is noticeably thinner, often less than half the thickness. You can usually tell just by pressing your thumb into it in the store. If it dents easily and feels almost paper thin, that is this style. Retailers push this style hardest because the margin on cheap plastic is high, and the packaging photos always show a perfectly straight, fresh installation glowing in afternoon sunlight. What they do not show you is that photo taken 6 months later. The plastic starts yellowing first, then it turns brittle. Then, one cold morning, a boot or a rake handle taps it, and it simply snaps in half instead of bending. Here's the number everyone should know before buying this style. Thin gauge edging typically needs full replacement within 2 to 3 years in climates with real winter freeze-thaw cycles. That means the money saved up front often gets spent twice over by year 5, once you account for buying it again, plus the labor of pulling out the old brittle pieces, which by then have partially crumbled into the soil and take extra time to fully clear out. If you already have this style down and it's holding up fine, that likely means your climate is mild enough that freeze-thaw is not much of a factor for you, and that changes everything about which item on this list actually applies to your situation. Number 9 is not much better, and it fails for a completely different reason that has nothing to do with thickness at all.
Number 9. Scalloped or decorative top edging. This style has a wavy or scalloped top edge instead of a flat one, and it is almost entirely about appearance rather than function. People choose it to add visual interest along flower beds, where the edging itself becomes part of the design instead of hiding underground and disappearing into the mulch line. Because the decorative ridge sits above ground level, this style needs consistent trimming maintenance. Grass and weeds catch in the scalloped grooves more than they do on a flat-topped edge, which means more time with hand shears if you want it looking sharp. Skip 2 or 3 mowing cycles and the scallops basically disappear under overgrowth, which defeats the entire reason you bought a decorative style in the first place. Here is something almost nobody mentions. The decorative ridges act like tiny sails in strong wind before the edging is fully staked down, which makes installation trickier on breezy days compared to flat styles. Installers who have done this professionally often wait for a calm morning specifically because of this. It sounds minor until you are standing there holding a 10-foot section, trying to keep it from flipping over in a gust while you fumble for a stake. Cost-wise, this style usually lands in the middle of the pack. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive, but you're paying extra purely for the visual pattern rather than any durability upgrade. Number 8. Goes in fast, but it comes out just as fast, which makes it a completely different kind of trade-off. Number 8. Spiked no-dig edging. This is the style designed for people who do not want to dig a trench at all. You simply hammer the spiked base directly into the lawn along the line you want, and the top ridge stays visible above the grass. No shovel, no string line marking, just position and hammer. It's the fastest installation on this entire list. A 20-foot stretch can go in under 15 minutes for someone working alone. That speed comes from skipping the trenching step entirely, which also means it disturbs the least amount of existing grass or root systems nearby, which matters a lot if you're edging around an established lawn you don't want to tear up. This style genuinely shines as a temporary solution though. If you're testing out where you want a bed line before committing to something permanent, or if you're renting and can't dig into the yard, this is actually the smartest option on the entire list for that specific situation. Just don't expect expect it to survive a real winter untouched. Quick question for you. Have you ever installed edging yourself, or have you always hired someone else to do it? Think about that for a second, because the next few styles get a lot more specific about tools and technique. If you're the kind of person who likes doing yard projects yourself, subscribing genuinely helps, because I break down the exact tools for each style later in this channel, and you don't want to miss the ones coming up, because some of them require a completely different toolkit than what you probably already own.
Number 7. Rolled plastic edging. This is the classic black coil you see stacked at every big box store. It comes in long rolls, usually 20 feet at a time, and it bends easily around curves, which makes it popular for people who want soft, flowing garden beds instead of straight lines around trees or island beds in the middle of the lawn. The catch is thickness. Even the standard version is only a few millimeters thick, and it becomes brittle in direct sun within 2 or 3 years. The stakes that come with it are usually thin plastic pins that snap the first time a lawnmower wheel catches them, which then leaves that section of edging completely unsecured until you notice and replace the stake. If you go this route, spend extra on the thicker professional grade roll and use metal stakes instead of the included plastic ones. That single swap alone can double the realistic lifespan. Here's what most people do not know. Rolled edging has memory. Even after you unroll it and stake it down, it wants to curl back into its original coiled shape. That constant tension is what pulls stakes out of loose or sandy soil over time, even without any outside disturbance at all. Some installers leave the roll unrolled in direct sun for a full day before installing, specifically to relax that memory and make it lay flatter once staked. For gardeners who want soft, curved beds, this is still the most accessible option because it is sold everywhere and costs the least for a given length. Number 6 solves that curling problem in a way nobody expects because it approaches the whole concept from a completely different angle. Number 6. Paver Restraint edging. This style is not really meant to be seen at all. It sits hidden beneath paver stones or brick pathways, and its entire job is holding those pavers in place from underneath, rather than serving as a visible border along a lawn or flower bed. Because it is invisible once installed, manufacturers don't bother making it decorative at all. It's usually a simple, flat plastic strip with spike holes built specifically for structural holding power rather than appearance, which makes it one of the most purpose-built products on this entire list. Nobody buys this for how it looks, because nobody ever sees it again after installation day. The surprising fact here is that this is often the strongest holding plastic edging made, despite looking the least impressive, because its entire purpose is resisting outward pressure from heavy pavers pushing against it constantly. It typically outperforms every decorative style on raw holding strength, even though you'll never actually see it in a finished yard. If holding power alone was the only metric that mattered, this style would probably rank much higher on this list. The only reason it sits at number 6 instead of higher is that it genuinely only applies if you are installing pavers or brick pathways. If your project is a plain grass to mulch border, this style simply isn't built for that job, and you'd be buying the wrong tool for your project, even though it's an excellent tool for its intended one. Let me ask you something directly. Looking at your own yard right now, which problem matters more to you? Heat and sun exposure, or freezing winters and frost heave? That answer actually changes which of these 10 styles is correct for your specific yard. If you want more breakdowns like this matched to your exact climate, subscribing means you won't miss the regional guides I'm putting together next, covering specific states and specific soil types. Number 5. Interlocking paver-style plastic edging. This style mimics the look of stone or brick edging, but it is molded plastic that snaps together piece by piece. It gives a much more finished appearance than rolled edging, and a lot of homeowners choose it specifically because it looks less like plastic from a distance, especially once grass grows in slightly around the base. Installation takes longer because each section has to be leveled individually instead of just unrolling one long piece. Expect roughly double the install time for the same length of yard. Payoff is rigidity. Because each segment locks into the next one, the whole line resists shifting far better than a single flexible roll, and it holds a much cleaner, defined edge along the entire run. The surprising part is that this style actually performs worse on hills. The interlocking joints can separate slightly on a slope as water erodes the soil underneath one section faster than its neighbor, which creates small gaps that widen over time if left unchecked. Homeowners on sloped yards sometimes end end up adding extra stakes at every single joint just to keep the sections from drifting apart, which adds even more time to an already longer installation. If your yard is flat, this is genuinely one of the strongest choices on this list for both looks and durability combined. Number 4 solves the hill problem completely because it approaches rigidity in a fundamentally different way that does not rely on multiple separate joints at all. Number 4, rigid PVC border edging. Unlike rolled plastic, this comes in straight, rigid sections, almost like a fence panel, and it is meant for clean, geometric lines rather than curves. It holds its shape permanently because it simply cannot flex the way rolled plastic does, which makes it a favorite among homeowners who want that crisp, architectural look along a driveway or walkway. Because of that rigidity, this style is the top pick for straight paths, sidewalks, and driveways where a perfectly straight edge matters visually more than anything else. It also tends to be UV stabilized more often than cheaper rolled options, which means it resists that chalky, faded look for much longer, even in yards that get full sun for most of the day. What surprises people is how it handles impact. Rigid PVC can crack under a direct hit from a mower or a heavy tool, where flexible rolled plastic would just bend and bounce back without any lasting damage at all. So the same rigidity that gives you a perfect straight line also becomes its biggest weakness the moment something hits it hard enough. Once a section cracks, it usually needs full replacement rather than a simple repair, since the plastic does not flex back into shape. For anyone doing a straight run along concrete or pavers, this remains one of the cleanest looking options available. Number 3 fixes that crack problem entirely, while somehow keeping almost the same rigidity that makes this style so popular in the first place.
Number 3, recycled rubber composite edging. Technically a hybrid, but sold right alongside plastic edging in most stores, this style blends recycled rubber with plastic resin. It is heavier than pure plastic, and that added weight is exactly why it resists shifting from frost heave better than almost anything else on this list. You can genuinely feel the difference just picking up a section in the store compared to standard plastic edging. Because it contains rubber, it also flexes slightly under pressure instead of cracking, which makes it more forgiving if a mower wheel clips it or a heavy boot steps on it during installation. Many manufacturers back it with longer warranties specifically because of this durability advantage over standard plastic, which tells you something about how confident they are in its real-world lifespan. The surprising downside is heat. In extremely hot climates, dark-colored rubber composite edging can get noticeably warm to the touch and, in rare cases, slightly soften at the surface during peak summer heat. This is rarely enough to cause real structural problems, but it is worth knowing before you commit an entire yard to this style if you live somewhere that regularly hits triple-digit temperatures for weeks at a time. Price sits noticeably higher than basic rolled or spiked styles, but for homeowners in genuine four-season climates, the extra durability tends to pay for itself well within the first few years by avoiding replacement costs entirely. Number 2 was built specifically to solve the one problem every style before it has struggled with in some way. Number 2, modular snap-together curve edging. This is the runner-up and the most versatile style on the list. Instead of one continuous flexible strip, it uses short, rigid segments connected by flexible joints, so you get the rigidity of PVC with the bendability of rolled plastic all in the same product, which is genuinely a clever piece of engineering once you see it installed side by side with the other styles. Because each segment is short, the overall line resists the curling memory problem that plagues fully rolled plastic, while still allowing smooth curves around flower beds and trees without the joint separation issues that hurt the interlocking paver style on slopes. This makes it genuinely the strongest choice for yards with a mix of straight paths and curved garden beds, where a single style needs to handle both jobs well. Installation sits somewhere in the middle for time investment, faster than the fully interlocking paver style, but slower than simply unrolling a coil, since each segment still needs to be connected and staked individually along the way. The connectors themselves are usually the weak point if you are going to have any issue at all, so pushing each joint fully together during install matters more than people expect. If your yard is almost entirely curves, this is the one to buy, without much hesitation. But for the single best all-around performer on this entire list, when you factor in cost, durability, and long-term holding power together, we're down to number 1. Number 1, Extruded Heavy-Duty Landscape Edging. This is the winner. This is the thicker, more expensive cousin of standard rolled edging, often labeled professional or commercial grade. It uses a different manufacturing process called extrusion that creates a denser, more uniform plastic structure compared to every rolled version we covered earlier on this list. You are essentially looking at the same base material as budget rolled edging, but manufactured to a completely different standard. Because of that density, this style resists UV breakdown far longer, typically carrying 10-year or even lifetime warranties from manufacturers who trust it will not crack or fade the way cheaper versions do within just a couple seasons. It also holds its stake position significantly better through freeze-thaw cycles because the material itself has less flex memory pulling against the stakes compared to thin rolled plastic. The number most people miss is thickness, measured in millimeters. Anything under 2 millimeters is essentially the budget version regardless of what the label on the packaging claims. Anything at 3 millimeters or higher is genuinely built for the long term, and you can usually feel that difference immediately just by flexing a sample section in your hands before buying. It has the thickness to survive real winters, the UV resistance to survive real summers, and the rigidity to hold a clean line for a decade or more without babysitting it every spring after the frost thaws. Checking that single millimeter spec before buying saves more money over time than almost any other decision on this entire list because it is the one number that predicts everything else about how long this edging will actually last in your yard. Drop a comment right now with which item actually surprised you the most. Was it the Paver restraint edging nobody sees, or the budget rolled edging that quietly gets replaced every few years without most people realizing why? I read every single comment, so do not be shy about it. Next week, I'm breaking down the exact tools and step-by-step install process for the winner from today, so your edging goes in perfectly the first time without any of the mistakes we covered here. If today helped you avoid a mistake in your own yard, hit subscribe so you catch that one the moment it goes up, because I'm not going to announce it anywhere else first. Thanks for spending this time in the yard with me today. Go get your hands in the dirt, and I'll see you in the next one.